All right, everybody. Joining me now on the CCHA show is Tanner Latsch, redshirt sophomore forward for Northern Michigan. And hey, Tanner, thanks for coming on and joining the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tanner and the Wildcats coming off a split last weekend. But before we get into the on-ice stuff, I just want to talk a little bit about where you're coming from here. You're from a small town outside of Muskegon, which is on Lake Michigan. What was your hockey like growing up? Your youth hockey, and then into juniors. I saw you played a couple years at Des Moines. In the end, after you played some for the national development team.
Yep, gotcha. So, growing up, I played local hockey in Muskegon with the Muskegon Chiefs organization. And then, around 12 or 13, I started commuting to Grand Rapids for 2 or 3 years, playing with Meyer AAA, and then my U16 year, I moved to Detroit, played with Honey Baked.
Yep.
Then the next 2 years after that, I played with the NTDP program, and so
this wasn't supposed to be a quiz.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
I know. I think you pretty much nailed it. Anyway, so you get a chance to go play at Northern, but you're out your whole because I think you get hurt right at the end of juniors, maybe, and then you missed your first season basically there.
Yeah.
And you had to obviously deal with an injury last year, so I know that's got to be tough, especially watching your teammates play. But what got you through both the first time around and then the second? Was the first time you got hurt for an extended period of time? Did that help you this most recent time?
So I've had 3 hip surgeries the last 3 years. I had one last season. I had one my freshman year, and then my last year in Des Moines. And honestly, just the love for the game just kind of keeps you going, and kind of just going through it the last 3 years. It's kind of, you have like an understanding of how to get through it, and it's just kind of how you can build and be better from it. So
interesting. Yeah. I mean, is that the mentality you have to have, you think?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will just kind of give in and quit. But if you give your whole life to play the sport you love, so you might as well just keep pounding at it, see where it takes you.
I know a lot of people in the league and around hockey are root for guys. You guys get hurt like you, and to get back out there and to see you have the success, especially with last year, the first 8 games, you had a ton of success scoring goals for Northern, and having that success, that has to drive you a little bit. Know that you're what you're capable of.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I didn't really know what to expect being, a sophomore, not having any college experience and not playing the game for, a year and a half. So just to have a start like that kind of helps you get the mojo going right away. But in the end, it's hard when you're not playing all the time, so.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah,
absolutely. So you're here at Northern. Obviously, Coach Patolny leaves. There's a lot of changeover, right, with the roster. Well, you're one of 4 that stuck around. Now you got a C here. What was the deciding factor that made you stick with Northern, and I guess maybe the belief in the program and the guys that did stay here?
Yeah, Marquette's like a second home to me. I kind of grown to love it, and it's kind of just like that small town environment that I kind of grew up from. A lot of outdoor activities. I love the culture here. The fans 100% buy in, and it's unbelievable to see like the small town just love hockey so much. And I talked with Coach Shayak when he got hired and all the new staff, and I really gelled well with them, and there was no doubt in my mind that this is where I wanted to be.
That's a great way to think about it. And I think a lot of times that gets lost. And, with the transfer portal and the ability to move to different places, there is still that, you signed to play here and you fell in love with it like you did.
Yeah.
That I think that's admirable, I think, to a lot of people in college sports.
Absolutely. I just think it would mean more to me to stick with the program for 4 years and have the chance to maybe do something big versus, bouncing around programs throughout your college career. So,
well, certainly from our standpoint and from watching you get back on the ice this year has been great to see. You guys started off with a near upset, right, of CC there on the road. What was that trip like for you guys really getting together to play? I know you had an exhibition against Tech, which is another story for another day, maybe of how that rivalry goes. But what was it like getting out there for real against the first weekend of the season and getting a chance to skate again?
Yeah, I mean, really, 24 new guys. There's a lot of unknown. I mean, not just us, but I'm sure all of everybody else watching and kind of learning about our team. Like, nobody knows what to expect, and then just think that we have a really good group this year that's really kind of bought into the culture and just kind of bringing everything every day, playing like it's your last chance. And I really think that we're going to shock a lot of teams this year once we kind of get gelling a little bit and getting more comfortable with each other.
I mean, you can almost see it that Friday in Colorado Springs, the way you guys played,
Yeah.
right to the end, right? You get the late goal, you tie it up there. Um, being able to move the puck on the rush. And did you feel like that you're still not fully gelled, but there's still a lot of space to grow for this group, having so
Oh,
many new
yeah,
players?
100%. I mean, it's a brand new team. Basically, there's going to be growing pains like throughout the year, and it's just a matter of how we can respond to the issues that go on and just kind of keep building every day.
And then this most recent weekend, you guys were home for the first time. You get the win on Friday, and you almost come back again on Saturday. Just fell a little bit short there, but
Yep.
you know, all everybody, what people might not know, or when they watch a little college hockey, they say, "Oh, you should win this game. You shouldn't win that game." That's not
Yep.
quite how it works, right? When you're
Yep.
on the ice, you're playing against a team that wants it just as much as you guys do.
Yep. Home opener this weekend was kind of like parents' weekend. It's our first game at home. A
Yeah,
lot of anxiety kind of going into the weekend for a lot of guys, and for me, my parents haven't got to see me play for 3 years, so just there's a lot of build up to it that maybe the outside world doesn't understand. But I don't think we didn't play our best hockey, but there's a lot we can learn from it and continue to grow from.
you guys. Now the Barry had a little bit of a facelift last year, I think, before the season.
Yeah.
You get like a hybrid sheet. What do you guys feel like? Do you like that? Did you like the Olympic, or do you prefer the NHL sheet? I guess for you personally.
I like the NHL sheet, to be honest.
That's fair.
I wish we had an NHL sheet, but NHL plays off NHL sheets, so
Yeah,
it's just kind of better prepares you for the future, I guess, in a
for
sense.
sure. But shrinking it was definitely a positive in your eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And for you get a chance now this upcoming weekend. You know, Artem Schlane, an old teammate of yours, comes back with Arizona State. That's got to be a fun reunion, but it's just a chance to get. I know you guys went down there to ASU last year.
Yep.
I'm sure that was fun, but getting them back in your own building should be a fun experience, right? Getting another NCHC opponent on the schedule.
Yeah, just kind of gives us a better chance to kind of put ourselves on the map and kind of show the outside world what we can bring, and we're excited to have them here and have a good weekend. See what we can do.
For you guys, for you and your line mates, are you guys still is Coach Shayak allowing for some rotations, or you get a chance to play with a bunch of different guys, at least in practice?
It's been pretty consistent
Okay.
throughout kind of this growing to the games, and I think coach is just kind of trying to. A lot of guys are new, obviously, so I think he's just kind of trying to find some chemistry between guys and help us continue to grow and gel together, so we can be the best we can when we're out there.
Tynan was the defenseman of the week or in the CCHA. Had a really nice goal. I think he set you up for one. Defenseman, right? But he can kind of jump into the play and add that kind of offensive mentality there. What does he bring? I know he didn't have. I don't think he had any goals for St. Cloud. Didn't have a chance to play a ton. But is he like an example of what you guys are as a team this year? A chance to really get some more minutes and to show yourselves here.
Yeah, Tynan didn't play all the games at St. Cloud last year, to my knowledge, and I just think coming here, also playing with Coach Shayak, it gives guys the opportunity to showcase what they can bring to the table and maybe what other organizations were kind of hiding. And I just think it'll help a lot of players kind of prove themselves and start kind of gaining confidence as the year goes on.
Very cool. And you're only, I guess, your third year, but redshirting with the injuries and everything. Do you feel like you're one of the leaders of this team, being one of the four guys that stuck around and and having the knowledge of not only the team but also the town. Like you said, Marquette is
Yeah.
very tight. It's a small, other Upper Peninsula town that loves its college hockey and it loves Northern.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of who I've always been. I kind of try to be a leader and kind of lead by example. But I think the most important thing for us, all of us leaders this year, is just kind of bringing the team together, kind of bonding and gelling with like the outside fans and the community, just so we can kind of put like a good note on ourselves. And I just think the culture side of the sport is kind of missing, and that's kind of what we're here to bring back.
Does it help that your head coach played at Northern and knows that culture as well and knows the history of the program?
Yeah, that's coach has been really big on the culture stuff this year, and I think that he finds that the most important because when they won the tournament in 91, he said that it was all about the culture, and that's just kind of what he's been drilling us with the last 2 months we've been here.
Hopefully for yourself, having a couple more years to help grow this program, do you feel like you're kind of one of the ones that's going to help, spearhead where this program goes? And does that excite you at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, you want to go as far as we can go and stay healthy, and there's no doubt that this is where I want to be for the rest of my career.
That's very cool, and we're certainly hoping for you for health for the rest of your career and beyond, beyond Northern, wherever that takes you. But just getting back to this group, and you get a chance to play at home, a couple, in getting into CCHA play. What are some of the games that you look forward to on the schedule on a given year? Obviously, the GLI is going to be pretty close to home, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's 40 minutes from where I'm from, so that'll be awesome, man. Just getting to play Michigan State. I mean, they're
Yeah,
they're a top team this year, and it's just another way to kinda show what we can bring, and I'm excited for that game. Also very excited for the Tech series coming up
yep.
in 2 weeks, and there's no game in college hockey that compares to how that rivalry is, so that's also an exciting one, and just most excited to see where we can go as a
Mhm.
team this year, being so new and fresh, and just here to prove a lot of people wrong.
I know you've sat out a couple of the big Northern Tech series due to injury, so I'm sure
Yeah,
you're excited to actually be on the ice for some of
yeah,
these.
I'm stoked. I can't wait.
Especially the playoffs a couple of years ago when I think you beat them in their place
Yep,
in
yep,
the playoffs.
yep.
Is that something that you guys obviously the playoffs are a ways away, but you guys know what it's going to take to get there, and I think it wasn't easy to count you guys in for a lot of the media or the voting bodies to say Northern they're a whole new team. It's hard to kind of peg you guys, but obviously
Right.
you weren't getting a lot of love in those kind of polls because people
Yep.
don't know what to expect. Is that clean slate kind of is that not to say refreshing, but is that something that you guys can kind of say we're making our own story here and it doesn't matter what anyone's kind of
Yeah, I
says
mean,
about us?
for us right now, we're not like results aren't everything for us right now.
Hmm.
We're gelling together, like I said. So for us, it's just kind of getting better every day. And we know what we did wrong in some parts of the games last weekend and how we respond to the things we did wrong to keep getting better and just let the roller coaster take us, see what happens.
Lastly, I just want to ask you this: uh, looking at your stats for your career, it looks like you score a lot of goals. You don't.
Yeah.
You're not a big assist guy. No, is that because you don't like to pass the puck, or is it just the luck of the bounce there?
Um, my teammates just put me in the spot to score.
Okay, you have to finish
Yeah.
them. Okay,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of my job.
that wasn't a dig at all, by the way. I was just noticing it.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
I didn't expect it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Tanner, I really want to, like I said, we do wish you the best of luck, especially in health and a chance for you guys to show what you can do. I know there's a lot of guys looking for a second chance with Northern, and I know that Coach Shayak and the program is giving them that, and I hope they take full advantage of that. So I want to
Yep.
thank you for coming on the show as well.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Tanner Latsch with Northern Michigan. They're home against Arizona State this weekend. You can watch them on Midcoast Sports Plus.